we should say Germany's outgoing Chancellor Olaf Scholz also attended that summit in London. Scholz is now leading the government in a caretaker role after his election defeat. And he has emphasized that transatlantic ties are still crucial to Europe's security.
It is key that we all are understanding that it is our common task to support Ukraine, because it's a threat to the security architecture, not just of Europe, but also the world, that Russia invaded its neighbor country just for conquering part of the territory or all the territory. We cannot accept this, and we cannot accept that borders will be changed by force. We will have to find ways to increase our defense spending, which is already planned. You know, Germany is spending 2% of its GDP for defense and is now discussing how to continue this increased spending and possibly even more due to NATO capabilities in the next years to come. And this is the same in many other European countries, and also when we look at the support to Ukraine. So I think the big task is to manage that this cooperation will continue.
So Germany's Olaf Scholz speaking there. Let's bring in Matthew Moore, our political correspondent in Berlin. Matthew, there's been a lot of discussion in Germany about how to increase defense funding, and then more specifically the mechanics of how to do that. We are now hearing Germany does want to invest more. What can you tell us?
Claire, there's been much discussion really since the elections took place last week about the future of German and European defence spending, and a lot of it has been speculation we've got from leaked communications, or leaked, if you like, from meetings. Look, the fact is the likely man to be the next Chancellor of Germany has kind of acknowledged that Germany needs to spend a whole lot more to really roll up its sleeves and invest a huge amount more in defence, not just for Germany but for Europe. There are talks ongoing at the moment about the next government, trying to form the next government, and one of the things we learned over the weekend is that economists have been kind of speaking to the people involved in those talks, and they've been talking about this, the need to spend up to 1 trillion euros on infrastructure and on defence. Now, to put that into context, the budget for the German Bundeswehr in 1 year is 53 billion euros. So they're talking about borrowing huge sums of money to try to basically boost German and European defences.
And when you talk about the next likely chancellor, you're of course referring to Friedrich Merz of the Conservatives, not Olaf Scholz, who we just heard from. He is the caretaker German chancellor after losing the elections just over a week ago. How much weight do Scholz's words still carry at this point?
Claire, that's what makes all of this very complicated and difficult. It's why we've seen Keir Starmer, the British Prime Minister, it's why we've seen the President of France, Emmanuel Macron, really leading the way on this over the weekend, because in a sense, as you say, Olaf Scholz is the outgoing Chancellor. His days are numbered, and the man who will replace him is not yet at the table. He wasn't there in London. There was some criticism about why Olaf Scholz didn't take Friedrich Merz with him to London. And his spokesman said, look, it's simply impractical to have another person there. And he said, you don't have an internship, a traineeship to be Chancellor. So at the moment, the man who's waiting in the wings is having to do a lot of the diplomacy from here in Berlin. He's sending messages, he's in touch. He did visit Emmanuel Macron last week. He's in touch with Keir Starmer. So all they can do is basically say that we are resolutely by Ukraine's side and that we will continue to support Ukraine. But until he's got the reins, he can't make big promises when it comes to spending. Interestingly, Friedrich Merz has been pro-sending Taurus cruise missiles to Ukraine. That was something that Olaf Scholz was very firmly against. But Friedrich Merz has been very non-committal on sending peacekeeping forces to Ukraine. The question is whether that will change now that he knows that the UK and France have said that they will do that, and they're trying to form a coalition of the willing.
Now, how long will Germany's European partners need to wait until Germany officially does get a new government and a new chancellor?
So things are moving at a very fast pace here for German standards. That is, the preliminary talks are underway, Claire, as we know. They're looking to get a new government in position by Easter, so around 50 odd days or so, which would be lightning fast by German standards.
Thank you so much for that update. We've been speaking to our political correspondent, Matthew Moore.